Yarael Poof was a Jedi Master during the years that led up to the Clone Wars. He would quickly ascend the ranks of the Jedi Order, eventually becoming one of the most powerful and respected Masters of his age, even earning a seat on the Jedi High Council. He would serve in many missions, though his final one would take place in 27 BBY. He would be tasked in protecting Coruscant from a planet-destroying artifact. The Jedi would track down the location of the weapon and would attack the users of the ancient artifact. Poof would engage his pursuers, but would be wounded in the fight. With his last bit of energy, the ancient Jedi would deactivate the planet-destructive weapon and save Coruscant. Yaddle served on the Jedi Council for centuries before the Clone Wars. When she was a Padawan, she alongside her master was sent to the planet Koba to defeat the warlord named Tulak. However, Yaddle and her master were ambushed, resulting in the death of her master and Yaddle's century-long imprisonment. After 100 years, she was eventually freed and helped the people of Koba rebuild. Yaddle returned to the Jedi Order and took a seat on the Jedi High Council. During that time, training dozens of Padawans. Yaddle would meet her fate during her final mission to the planet Mawan in 26 BBY, where she would absorb a city-destroying bomb into herself, saving the planet Mawan but sacrificing herself. Yarael Poof was a male Cremian, probably in his prime or slightly older. This species has two brains, one located in the chest, extra long neck, and an extra pair of arms. Because Cremians does not have any spinal cords, they have enhanced flexibilities, capable of performing feats far beyond humans. Poof was capable of taking a lot of punishment. He disabled a planet-destroying bomb with the Force after he got stabbed in the chest by a sword. Poof carried a standard yellow-bladed lightsaber with a longer hilt thanks to his long fingers. He later switched his yellow crystal with the more common blue crystal. Yaddle was a female of an unknown species. She died at the age of 500, so she was in her prime during her death. Her species was quite short, and she was no exception. This makes her a hard target to hit. I believe Yaddle's reflexes was one of her greatest advantages. She was able to react to threats instantly, including her battle with the Act Dogs on Malastare, and being able to fight against entire armies during her time in Koba. She definitely has sharp reflexes, likely greater than most other Jedi. Yaddle wielded a standard orange-bladed lightsaber. This round is quite easy to call, even though Yaddle was in her prime and had great reflexes. Yaddle's flexibility and endurance far outmatches Yaddle's speed. For weaponry, no one gets the edge since both Jedi wielded standard-bladed lightsabers. Not much is known about Yarael Poof in terms of his dueling capabilities, so I think I can make an educated inference. I think he's a master of Form 6 9-Man. This form is the most relaxed and balanced in terms of offense and defense out of all of the others. Because of this, 9-Man has no real advantages or disadvantages. This form also involves adapting to whatever is being thrown at the user. In my belief, Yarael Poof was a master of this form. He was capable of using Force abilities and multi-saber sequences, a key component of the form. And I can back up my theory since 9-Man was most commonly used for Jedi concealers, Jedi that preferred using the Force over a lightsaber, and Poof is stated to be in this selection of Jedi. It is clear that Poof relied on 9-Man for both offense and defense. When using this form offensively, his strikes are relaxed and precise, definitely using his greater flexibility more for creative attacks than power and speed-based ones, while being able to keep up a notable defense with not only his lightsaber but with his Force powers. However, when his concentration is faltered, I suspect that he is susceptible to counterattacks as shown in his final battle. Overall, I think Yarael Poof was his master lightsaber duelist, at least on the same level as Kit Fisto and Eddie Gallia. Yaddle was a well-respected duelist, though her studies remained in the Force, In all of her fights, she used acrobatics frequently, making me think she was a master form for Ataru. This form involves many acrobatics and quick maneuvers. However, I don't believe she used this form as explicitly as the likes of Yoda, which makes me think she acknowledged another form. Nightman is the most likely. During her time as a Padawan, she used a wooden staff as a weapon, and Nightman is the root for using unorthodox weapons like a staff. I think she used Nightman to balance out her Ataru. Usually, most Ataru users are limited in options and is an energy-consuming form, but Yaddle compensates for these weaknesses by making her style more flexible towards defense. This also makes Yaddle a more conservative fighter because of her relaxed Nightman style. This means she is able to compete with opponents for a long period of time. During ambush on Koba, she was shown able to defeat multiple opponents at once, a trait that Form 4 Shicho is expressed. However, I do not see her as a master of Shicho, just an intermediate practitioner at best. What we get with Yaddle is a Ataru master, but compensates for the weaknesses of the form by giving herself a more conservative fighting style and plenty of options in Nightman, but never bringing any of the form to mastery except for Ataru. Both of these two council members are very similar to us. They are very balanced in their styles and practitioners of Nightman. Though Poof had fully mastered Nightman, in fact likely even more than Yaddle, he simply can't compete with the hybrid of Ataru and Nightman. Poof would get the early edge in a duel because of his unpredictable style. Yaddle would simply use her own Nightman to adapt and attack Poof with an overwhelming assault of the blinding speed of Ataru and creativity of Nightman. Poof's defenses are good and adaptable. I'd say Yaddle's offense is better than Poof's defense, and her defense is adaptable enough to contend with Poof's offense. Yaddle gets a slight edge as a lightsaber duelist. Yarael Poof is known as one of the most powerful force users of his time. His telepathy was known as one of the best of all time. His skills in casting illusions were so developed that it could work on other trained force users. Because of his vast knowledge in telepathy, he has some skills in battle meditation as well. Battle meditation allows the user to augment their allies' morale to win a battle, while demoralizing the opponent. Poof was said to be a master of this ability. He was also skilled in Menace. This power allows Poof to absorb projectiles such as lightning or even a lightsaber. He was able to absorb a planet, destroying bomb while critically injured. This makes me believe he was one of the greatest masters of this ability, comparable to the Electro Satiro Shan. His most powerful ability, however, is known as pyrokinesis. Poof can manipulate molecules to the point of causing fires out of nowhere. Poof is a powerful and unconventional force user, definitely near the likes of Master Yoda in terms of the force. Yaddle mastered the most ancient and rare abilities of the Force. She was a user of the ancient technique known as Maritra. This ability allows the user to slow another person's body functions to the point of death. Yaddle acknowledged another rare ability known as Force Light. When used against Darksiders, it can weaken the connection with the dark side. The uses against a lightsider like Poof demonstrates how powerful Yaddle is with the Force. Since her Padawan was Oprah and Sissus, the most powerful user of battle meditation of this time, I am inclined to believe that she shares some aspects of the ability. Yaddle's more conventional powers are well honed. Her telekinesis is proficient enough to lift up tons of rubble, and when she was only a Padawan, she was shown telekinetically pushing a person cripper size off an edge. Yaddle could also perform Menace, able to absorb a city-destroying bomb. I would say that she was on par with Yoda in this ability. Yaddle was an unconventional force user, no doubt being able to best some of the greatest force users of all time. Yarael, Poof, and Yaddle were without a doubt some of the most powerful force users of the day. While Poof does have some unconventional force abilities, I believe Yaddle has a greater mastery over the standard abilities for Jedi. However, I do see that there is a clear victory. Yarael Poof outmatches Yaddle in battle meditation to Menace, and it is Most likely that Yaddle needs at least some time to concentrate while using more retro. And though I do see it being usable against other Force users, Poof gets the edge in Force abilities. This fight will be a long and hard one. The victor will get a 5.5 out of 10 advantage. The fight will most likely begin with both Jedi's use of the Force. Yaddle will try her best to contend with Poof's Force abilities, but will eventually be overwhelmed. Her natural quick reflexes will keep her in the fight, but she knows that her only hope for a victory is that I will match Poof with the lightsaber. Yaddle closes the distance between her and Poof, and the two start engaging in a lightsaber duel. Poof will gain an early advantage against Yaddle, putting his inhuman flexibility to work. The Yaddle's reflexes and speed will help her to contend. Poof starts to force more and more acrobatics out of Yaddle. She knows that she has to keep herself more to Atari to beat Poof. Yaddle unleashes her own assault, using her Atari to constantly keep Poof on his back foot. Caught off guard, Poof slowly starts to recover by using Naima to adapt to Yaddle's attacks. Yaddle then summons a powerful force push towards her opponent. Poof gets blasted back and hits the floor, but he recovers rather quickly. Yaddle then sends all the rubble she can gather with the force towards Poof. He slashes the rubble with his lightsaber. While Poof is distracted, Yaddle uses more retro on Poof. The Titan Master uses Trigger Fire to try and quickly subdue Yaddle before she does too much damage to him. Yaddle uses 2 minutes to block the fire, but Poof successfully broke Yaddle's concentration. Yaddle resumes their fight in the Force, but this time Yaddle starts gaining an advantage against the weakened Poof. The Jedi does a notable job in staying in the fight, even while weakened by Yaddle's more retro. And as Yaddle tries to get close to Poof to finish the fight with her lightsaber, Poof casts an illusion. Suddenly, all Yaddle can see is a giant actor charging at her. Caught off guard, Yaddle pauses her charge towards Poof. This gives her enough time to regather his strength and composure, most likely notably with Battle Mind. Both of the Jedi start to walk to each other, knowing that this will be their final engagement. At this stage, I actually say that Poof has more energy left than Yaddle. His Battle Mind definitely helping, while Yaddle's use of more retro and exhausting use of Ataru drains hers. As they start to re-engage, they are both evenly matched for a while, but Poof starts going on the offensive. He starts pushing Yaddle more and more back. However, because of Yaddle's exhaustion, she can't counterattack with the Ataru, and her defensive use of it has also been faltered. The only thing Yaddle has left is Naima. Poof's use of the form is superior than Yaddle's. Poof finally manages to disarm Yaddle of her lightsaber. I declare Yaddle Poof the victor.